What are you doing?
Music going.
Me?
Is it?
Hey, Abby, come here. I got something important to tell you.
Ikke eksisterer, han måske. Ah.
Alright, we are streaming. Should be live.
Pizza has a canal for the cheese support.
Cameron, do you have to work on
No,
sport?
I don't.
Oh boy, we got some private talk.
What am I listening to?
We're gonna mute that for a moment. Okay. Let's load everything up. The gray box. You guys. Come on. Alright, here we go. Excellent. Everything is working according to plan.
Nice.
Pop out chat.
Just
Sounds
so
dirty.
you guys know, I am watching my parents' dogs. So if you hear barking from my end, it's them reacting to something else.
Okay. So it's not you. Alright.
Like
Or-
dogs.
Alright, stop the music. Okay, here we go. Here we go. Here we go. How's our stream? We got a yellow on it, so that should be okay for now. We got a watcher. Alright, greetings, everybody out there. Hold on, let me pause this so it doesn't lag me. Greetings to Monstercast number 33. Over here in the Monster Hood, we are going to talk about elemental monsters today. And we took a week off, so I hope you guys enjoyed your Saturday off. Anything special happened on Saturday? How are you guys, by the way?
I am breathing slightly better than before.
Okay. What else is going on?
Living.
And Victor, you haven't been here in a while, and how have you been?
Yeah, I've been busy.
Busy. All right, that's good. That's good. How about the people in the text? Let's see. I'm not sure if they're seeing us. I'll inform them.
What happened?
Yeah.
Are we running? Because I'm uncertain.
Yes, we are. We are live. We are totally live.
You need to go to the one that's called Voices of the Monster. That is.
It's in the main voice cavern. Main
Yes,
voice cavern.
he found it.
Yeah, it's the one at the top. I always move it up. Cool. Okay, so
Yes,
Mimi
it
can hear
confuses
us.
the hell out of
Okay, so let's see. Pro might not join us. All right. Sorry to hear it, Pro. All right, we'll get started.
That is sad.
There-
Okay, so anyway, I hope everything was good and you guys did have a good Saturday last time. I know it's not a major obligation to be here, but it is time out of other things in your life. So, yeah, hope you're happy to be back. And today we're talking about elemental monsters. So monsters, let's shoot for really elemental monsters. So monsters made of the elements. Because I had a question, can we talk about certain kind of characters that use elemental magic? So we'll see how much we bend the rules. We always do, and that's fine. But let's just off the bat, or on the bat, if you like to
elemental
write back.
necrons.
Let's stick to, yeah, really elemental-based monsters. Let's see what kind of new stuff we can hear about today. Personally, I like elemental monsters very much because I've always considered them some of the most powerful monsters out there, and as well as some of the tiniest monsters out there, so they have a huge range. So I'll just introduce them along, and that'll be my part of it, and we'll go from there. So today, let me introduce everybody in the chat, by the way. We have Chris Chu.
Hello.
Bless
I'm a
you.
corpse.
Back once again. We have Mimi. Mimi is back, the whole star MILF is back for the second time around, I think. So that's awesome to have you here, all the way from Japan. So welcome, Mimi.
Yay!
Then we have Mort Jep for the first time here, for the first time joined today, and for the first time on voice already. So thank you, C, for bringing him, and welcome, Mort.
To everyone's surprise, he's not a Necron.
And where is Mort Jep from, if you don't mind sharing? What part of the Earth?
Me
He's
and
right next to me. I'm sorry.
if you can't hear when I'm trying to say something from my microphone, me and Sinak are here in my vacation home for the weekend, so in Denmark.
Oh, okay. Did you say in a vacation home?
Yeah, we have a little summer cottage up in the northwestern part of Denmark.
Oh, that's awesome. That sounds like an excellent time. Great. So
and
you're.
wonder why I'm staying on mute is because, well, most of the time, if I'm saying something and Sinak saying something at the same time, you'll hear us both.
Nice, nice. So if you guys give it each other a high five, we'll hear it too.
Probably, and whenever he needs help to do something, or vice versa.
Awesome. And you guys almost sound a little bit similar too.
That's probably because you can hear us while the other is talking.
All right. Well, awesome to have you here. We also have Risotto. Who is Risotto here? Let me catch up. Oh, yes. Risotto is Dio or Pix. So welcome, Risotto. Awesome to have you here. Glad you joined us.
Hello.
Good to hear ya.
He has embraced the weeb so much that he has become a piece of Japanese food. Amazing.
He's been
He is
about
our
too much.
rice elemental.
He's a rice elemental. Let's see. And we do have Pro. That's safety first. Welcome, Pro.
Our changeling.
Awesome to have you. Yes, that's our changeling. That's our official changeling, we could say. Hope you
Yes.
stick around, Pro. Hope your
Deal
internet's
with it,
alright and all.
Pro.
And then we have Victor.
You
The victorious Victor. How are you, Victor?
I'm better. A little
Good.
tired.
No worries, no worries. It's a weird time
But
here because we run these when a lot of us wake up and when a lot of us are ready to go to bed. So
About the same thing.
Or
a mix of
are
energies.
supposed to be asleep.
And welcome, C. How the hell are you, C? C, it's your turn to talk.
What?
Yes,
What?
yes, it's your turn to talk. Welcome.
Hello, it's
Then
I,
that's wrong.
Xenos. Observant as always.
And C, how long are you guys at the vacation home?
Until tomorrow.
Nice. And it's in the mountains, you
I
say?
escape. What'd you say?
Chris is breathing hard.
No, we're not in the mountain. Just the fact that
Oh, okay.
Denmark don't have mountains.
Oh, I see. Alrighty. Well, very cool.
Question, what are you two doing at this vacation home?
Oh, we are just doing some fun thing.
Ah, okay, I see you're probing the Necron tomb, I see.
I'm going to fucking kill you, you
Wow.
rat.
Tell me, are
I have a
you...
corpse, actually. I have my bad
You're going
boots
to
on.
like him. He likes Skaven too, I think. Not to the degree you do, Chris, but I think he does.
Also, there's no point in me raiding old Necron tech. We have enough of it all as a Blood Raven.
Fuck off, you fucking
So,
thief.
I'm assuming you two are playing video games there together. Do you have two computers?
Yes.
Nice.
Of course.
And do you have two...
One each, of course.
Yes, yes. And do you have any actual 40k armies?
I currently have a Space Marine army and a Tau army, and Sinak has a, of course, Necron army.
Beautiful.
Oh well, for obvious truth, I think I can brag a little about this because I got him into 40k. Oh,
Good.
well, he liked it in the first place, but I think I was the part that got him into the tabletop.
Alrighty.
Officially, I was hooked on 40k from the get-go, but he was the one who brought me to tabletop, yes.
Very nice. And then what's your faction with your Space Marines?
I've been a little bit of everything. I started out as Blood Ravens, and then I tried to create my own. Couldn't really got stuck with that, and couldn't really move on with that, so I just went back to Blood Ravens now.
Alrighty. Alrighty. Well, awesome. Okay.
Like,
He does also have a really bad habit of choosing whatever is the best to fight my army.
well, the reason I chose Blood Ravens was because the Dawn of War games, like the old Relic games, still has a special place in my heart. They made some truly amazing 40k games.
They did. And then they made Dawn of War 3.
Yeah.
Well, Dawn of War 3 wasn't made by the original Relic, so yeah.
That explains it. It does have a great trailer, though.
It does.
It doesn't have enough Necron, though.
They know how to sell themselves, that's for sure.
I mean, only the first game really had Necron fully pinned down.
Alrighty,
Hey,
guys.
Mort,
So let's start on
have you
our...
ever considered playing Dungeons and Dragons?
Oh, by the way, Mort, do you play D&D, or have you?
No, I haven't played any I haven't played any Dungeons and Dragons sessions of any kind really. I've played a spin-off MMORPG on the PC before, but
Okay,
yeah,
gotcha.
D&D
Alrighty.
Online I think it's called.
Alrighty, where's Dande? We are missing Dande, one of our recurring customers. Alright, guys, so let's begin here. Elemental monsters. As I said, I love these creatures because of their variety, their power levels, ranging from something as tiny as a little flame on a candle to something as huge as entire mountain ranges. So that's how I like to imagine them. Let's see how you guys like to. So who would like to run this off? Who would like to start off on their elemental monster today?
Oh, I think I got one.
Cool. And welcome, Gargamel. Hope you can hear us.
I think it was
Hi,
busy
guys.
chasing Smurfs.
Awesome.
Sorry.
Mr. Double G coming in.
Double G.
Yeah, I'm here.
So, Gargamel, we have just begun. I introduced the topic, the folks, and I believe Victor is starting us off.
Yeah, what is the topic again today? I'm sorry.
Elemental monsters.
Elemental monsters.
All right,
The one
Victor.
that I voted for.
Yep. All right, Victor. Tell us what you're going to be talking about. And
Well.
if you have any images, go ahead and shoot them up. Or
Well,
tell
in that
me.
case, let me find a picture of it. Because I'm going to be talking about a Digimon
A
called
Digimon.
Meramon.
Alrighty.
It's a Digimon made entirely of flames.
Okay. Oh, sorry, Mimi. I just read your post.
hang
Okay. Victor, is it alright if I let Mimi share her monster in the text area?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. While you get that image set up, go ahead. Mimi, share your monster. Alrighty. And she's going to be, or she is talking about this one, which is Willy Pete is a fire elemental supervillain made of pure fire with insatiable sexual and physical appetite for everything he comes in contact with. Burns away. Okay. He's also a rapist, right? I think that's rapist with a penchant for sticking his thing in people's eye sockets. He's crazy. He's an intimidating figure in manga empowered. Okay, so have you guys heard of Willy Pete? Now I understand why
Well,
he's
this has
called so.
definitely gone into a not safe for work area.
Yeah,
I was
pretty
not
quick.
prepared for this when I booted up my computer this morning.
Nope.
Wasn't either. Alright, so that's Willy Pete, and it isn't hentai. Okay, so it is just straight up manga, not hentai.
There's
Oh,
a
if it's-
fickle
if it's
line between
shoving
those two
you-
every now and then.
Manly part into places where people don't want it. I would say it kind of sounds a lot like hentai
Yeah.
or some kind of porn.
Well,
Disturbing porn.
He likes to mess with eye sockets. So that's a little bit odd. So she says it's a superhero parody Okay, so obviously it's comical, I'm assuming. He's a crazy
Wait,
supervillain.
is that the
What do you
one
expect?
from... What's it called?
I would Google for more images, but I'm a little afraid.
Is this from Empowered? Yes, this is from Empowered. I read that stuff. It's really weird.
Is it weird? Is it good?
It depends. It's kind of meh every now and then, but it has those sweet moments of, yeah, yes, that's funny.
Nice.
Yeah.
All right. If there are any more images of this character that are safe to show here,
No,
then
don't worry. It's safe for work. Don't worry. It's just, intentions and things don't exactly sound.
So let's see what else can. Do you guys have any questions for Mimi about this Willy Pete?
No, I kind of want to get off this topic.
They only ever show him when they want to instill a feeling of dread to the reader. Oh, that's interesting. Okay. So that's the only time he ever comes up, and it is sometimes comical, she says. He's a foreboding figure.
It is a very fun comic. When it wants to be. It is also really weird.
Mimi, do you know anything about his creation? Or do you know how he came about?
No, not really.
So he's made of fire. It makes sense. Fire being a chaotic sort of energy. He's got a chaotic sort of character to him, and that's fine. So, let's see. His origins are a mystery, she says. Okay. Anything else you got there, Mimi? Go ahead and write it up. Victor's preparing for his turn. It's nice to be back here, I'll just say that. With the monster rights. But
okay, I got
comic
some
relief.
pictures of Miramon.
Okay, she says, but the comic relief boyfriend character who's usually joking and snarky had a horrified expression when he had a nightmare of this guy getting empowered.
Oh, yes. I remember him now. Well,
Okay.
that isn't really that much about him.
Yeah,
Just
yeah.
a few.
Seems like the writer wants to keep it that way.
Think so. I mean, eventually we're going to reach it when the writer runs out of ideas, God knows.
Right. Okay. So with that, if anybody doesn't have any questions, then we'll continue with back to Victor.
Yeah, I just found a couple pictures of
Thank you, Mimi. Nice. Okay, so tell us about him. He's a Digimon, you said.
Yep. He's entirely coated in flames, as a matter of fact. You could even say he's made out of. As you can see, his body is.
Well, I definitely don't want to touch him.
No one really does. He's hot enough to melt metal and incinerate flesh in an instant.
So in the world of Digimon, I don't know how the whole lore is there, but how did he come to be?
Yeah, let me just up real quick.
I like his humanoid form. You rarely see that quite with elementals. He's very humanoid formed. He's got big feet, which makes sense with this kind
You
of
never
element.
really see humanoid elemental monsters? Have you not played Dungeons and Dragons or Elder Scrolls?
Well, what I'm saying is,
Gee, I have.
you see,
And I would love to talk about both of those, but I believe that Arthur limited us to one entity.
I know, but the point I was making is he said that they don't have, humanoid elemental monsters, like they're not common. They're actually really common in like a fantasy.
Here.
Well, you do see a lot of
Well,
elemental
this-
creatures, but they have features of a human. They're not completely usually humanoid formed. You know, like I've seen a lot of fire elementals, but they'll start off kind of with an ambiguous or a non-form, not necessarily
Well-
2 legs. You know, so you'll have the features all over, but it's rare to actually see completely so clear like this.
Mhm.
Maybe.
Now, Arthur, you asked about how it came to be.
Yes.
It developed from a firewall program. So its main purpose is to destroy viruses and defend areas.
Oh, nice. That's a really cool
Has the
concept.
ability to incinerate anything it touches. And it definitely has a fiery personality.
Sure. What is what's going on there with its mouth? It's kind of
I
stitched
think
up.
it was, you could say it was probably made via a voodoo doll or something where you have the stitches across the mouth.
Okay. So,
That's what I believe the inspiration for it was originally,
oh, I
before
see.
it was lit to flame.
Nice. That's actually really cool. I don't know much of Digimon, but for Digimon this seems like a really cool concept. What do you guys think out there?
It sounds cool.
Pretty neat.
He's okay looking for, a terrifying fire monster.
I like that he has the purpose of, taking out viruses and diseases. Seems very
Well, if you
fitting.
think about it, our body does increase its temperature to combat illness,
Mm-hmm.
to kill out viruses and bacteria, to burn away the infection.
Right. Very cool. Can you tell us about his size or his abilities?
Well, as far as how tall it is, it's really hard to say how tall it is. It depends on how much energy it absorbs, how much heat it absorbs. It can get bigger with additional heat, or it can shrink whenever hit with water.
Okay.
It's all about how much fuel there is.
So he can grow in size.
Exactly.
And is
Now, its abilities, other than being extremely hot to the touch and detrimental to touch, to say the least, it can throw fireballs and throw lava, affect temperature in the surrounding area, and spontaneously combust burnable materials due to how close in proximity it is to them.
okay. Have you seen if there's any limitations to its power or like size growth?
The only limitation, like anything that is set ablaze, is how much fuel there is.
Okay. All right, so that's pretty open then. What if you extinguish him, or is there a way to completely extinguish it?
Well, There is, but it would result in the Digimon completely dying and dissolving into data.
Okay, so it would be destroyed then.
In other words, it would be deleted.
Mm-hmm. Cool. Well, I really like him. I think I'll add him to the thumbnail. We'll see what else comes up, but it's a good, clean image, too. Any other thoughts from you guys?
What can I say? I have a good eye for detail.
Alrighty. I guess the silence is up. Yes?
Now, this thing does evolve from a candlemon, a little candle that has a flame on it. So that flame could spawn a Miramon.
Okay.
And it evolves into a more metal-based version called Skullman. Which I can get a picture of.
Okay. Mordjep did mention that this is one of the stronger among the Digimon.
And believe it or not, this is just a champion level Digimon.
Ah, okay.
And the Skull Miramon is a ultimate.
And who is this? Exactly.
Now there's Rookie, Champion, Ultimate, and Mega. Those are the 4 levels of Digivolution.
Okay. So the one that you just posted, is that still like fire-based?
It is.
Okay.
But more or less it channels its flame through the chains.
I see. Okay.
And that is Skull Miramon.
Skull Miramon. Alrighty. Are you guys here? Anybody versed in the ways of Digimon here?
Nope.
I'm sorry, I'm a Pokemon person. Digimon kind of fell off after a few years.
Oh, please. Pokemon is repetitive.
I know.
And usually has the same person going through the same thing.
I know.
But with Digimon, new cast.
Do you guys know if this is... if there is one creator behind them both, or were they created by different people?
I believe they were created by different people. Pokemon is more geared towards the younger audience with the anime.
Okay.
I just like Snorlax. Everything else I don't care for.
Yeah.
Procrastatron
Digimon.
says
In
Digimon's art style and design look awful, god awful. I don't know. I like the fire one, the first one. The second one is not as appealing to me personally. Alrighty. So anything else from you, Victor? Any questions from anybody else?
Well, seeing as we are limited to, or supposed to be limited to one entity, quick shout out to Xenog for mentioning the Elder Scrolls Skyrim, the Elder
what? That was
Scrolls
not
in
me.
general. That wasn't you, was that? Who was that? Was that Chris?
Nope.
Well, I'm fairly certain I didn't mention that.
You did mention the Elder Scrolls and Dungeons and Dragons,
I think that
which
was
both have
Arthur, was it?
elementals.
That was me.
That was
me. I
Gargamel.
mentioned
Oh,
Elder
sorry,
Scrolls and
Jack.
Dungeons and Dragons, but only
Sorry.
to bring up the fact that there are a lot of elementals out there that are actually humanoid shaped,
Yeah.
that do have like a basic humanoid form. And the best example I can think of that is Dungeons and Dragons.
Mm-hmm.
Well, to be fair, I
And
was not looking at the call at the time. I was looking for the information for that was requested and pictures.
Alrighty. And I guess I'll
But, yeah.
rephrase that into saying maybe I was specifically talking more about fire elementals with that, and air, as you will rarely, I think, see those with actual legs. You'll see them with arms and a head, but
Yeah,
but
the
anyway.
air elementals are more or less tornadoes with arms and a face.
Yeah, that's how I like to see them. We do have
Are you
And
Nightcrawler
water
imagine
watching us.
elementals can
in
be
the Elder
as
Scrolls, the
simple as a
fire
puddle.
elementals have both arms
Oh.
and legs, and they have a human. In fact, they look like women. They have a feminine shape.
You're right, Gargamel. Actually, yeah, I remember that now. As well as the game me and Chris always bring up on these monster casts.
Heroes of Might and Magic 3.
Yep, the fire elemental
We've got
there
the air and the storm elementals.
is also very much completely in human form. So, okay.
Also, there's the old Disney movie Hercules.
Hmm.
Are you referring
Which
to
has-
the spoilers, Titans?
Yes, the Titans.
Oh,
They are
Correct.
technically elementals,
Indeed.
seeing
not
as they
well
are
versed
created
enough in
out of
mythology.
the elements.
Indeed. All right, Victor. Would you like to maybe choose the next person to go? Or do we have any volunteers?
I say, let's go with Z.
C.
All right. Well, I'm going to push the limits for what we have again because I think I announced what it was I wanted to talk about earlier, and in this case, we're talking about elemental robots, or biomechanical,
Hmm.
bionical. I'm fairly certain you have heard about these creatures. A Lego series from the 2000s. They had these. They have assigned an element and a power due to the simple fact that they are elemental robots for some mysterious reason.
Are you
It's
talking
never-
about Bionicle?
Yes.
does that
Indeed,
show?
he is, and they're more golem than robot.
Shush you. They're biomechanical.
By the way, I have mine here. From a long time ago, if you guys look at the camera, it's an older version or something. I don't know. I just remember I bought this when I was around in high school. He's a green one.
Let's have a look. I need to find a link.
He's got the kind of
I-
mantis-like blades. That's why I liked him.
Well, I had the brown one.
Which one was it again?
I'd have to look up the name.
Which one was what?
The one you had. Wait, that's one of the latest, the last of the first generation. That was a reboot.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. The name of the
last
one
two,
I had
yes,
was
correct.
Pohatu.
Oh, the stone, the toe of stone.
Yes.
By the way, welcome Louis Zenadog once again and Raincrawler. They're watching us over on YouTube, so they'll be commenting there. So my
Uh-oh.
question, C, first of all, is what exactly are the elements here? For example, in your
Well-
photograph. Image.
Well, in this photo, we have the first Toa team, then the one known as the Toa Mata, that would later become the Toa Nuva, and then revolve to one last final form before having a few flashback years, some Tauren becoming Toa, and it's complicated. Listen, this is the original team, and the red one, that's Fire, that's Tahu. The black one next to him, the short guy, that's Unua. White guy. Okay, this is just getting weird.
Z, I have a question. What the fuck are the Tau doing in Bionicle?
What do you mean with the Tau?
Well, that's what the Emperor and TTS called them, those Toa creatures.
Toa. Toa
Yes.
means
We
warrior.
have
in
fire,
Maori.
ice, water.
there was a long
wind,
there was apparently a
and
lawsuit
stone.
against Lego for using the word to hunger, and that was later turned into Matoran. Listen, anyone that knows Bunkle as much out there, just you know, that's just weird. It's weird. But it's elemental robots. These creatures had some kind of elemental
Golems.
power that was never truly explained. I mean, surely there was some part of them. Each one was just assigned a certain type of task.
It's due to the mask. The power
Mask
originates from the
powers.
mask.
Well, the thing is that the mask powers are separate to the elemental powers. That seems to be a thing that the Toa has. Alright, the elements. I should actually mention the elements.
Yes.
Alright, we got to the white one. That was ice.
Okay.
Blue one, water. Brown one, that's stone. That's Puhatu. And the green one, can you guess it? It's not jungle. It is wind. Oh, air.
Oh, okay. So that's
And
air.
the black one was earth.
Yes.
Black
dirt.
one's earth. Okay, and the red one's fire?
Yes,
Yes.
that's Tahu.
Okay.
Tahu.
Interesting. Okay. Water. Kind of interesting that they have an ice one.
I mean, there was a thing back in the 2000 with Lego having these they originally wanted to go with one for each element, but apparently stone and ice got mixed into it, I think.
Mm-hmm.
The brown one, Puhatu was actually the insert.
Wait, and you said brown was stone,
Stone.
and then black was what?
I know, it's
Which is
really
the
complicated.
one-
But in the law, it
Yes, what else,
says that they were crafters and engineers, I think.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so let's get to the
Well,
bare bones of them.
The ice one was more of a librarian.
Well, I thought the librarians were the Earth people. Though no,
No.
they did have that big archive back in the Metro. Well, I realize that this might sound really strange to any outsider that never heard of Bionicle before.
And if you haven't heard of Bionicle, have you been living under a rock?
Well, I mean, listen, let's be honest.
Well,
There are people. We have,
Bionicle.
since Bionicle started, there has been people out there that has been born and grown up to an adult age. Maybe not an adult age, but at least an age of some, maturity.
Well, if you've ever walked through the toy aisle, then that's when you should be aware of them. Now,
Yeah, probably.
how do they reproduce? Are they created? Are they crafted? Or are they actually
They are
born?
created. I don't think they can reproduce. But what you're looking at here are Toa.
They're
Toa
robots.
are constructs made specifically to a warrior class, so to speak. They are warriors.
Okay.
They look
Craftsmen
dumb.
first, then warriors second.
And then we have the
And-
thing that is called, what's it called? Matoran, which is basically your average person. They're smaller. Actually, kind of smaller. A lot smaller. Think along the lines of a kid to an adult. Where the Toa is an adult, the Matoran are kids. I mean, they are fully functional and all.
Okay.
Now, the thing is that they originally weren't on this planet to begin with. They were constructed by the Great Ones, I think. Listen, these names are not very specific, but they were just named.
Masanori, which is the name of the island, is also the name of a god for them.
The robots.
Ah, so this is one of the great ones.
They're golems.
No, the Matanui was built by the Great Ones to save the planet from a great catastrophe. He failed and kind of, dozed off on a job when Makuta, a brotherhood of Makuta, kind of just snapped his neck and made him fall into a great sleep. He didn't kill him. Very close to. Very close. Almost killed him. And, actually he died, but he got back. He got better.
He died, then he lived.
Yes. The thing is that, He's a giant robot. And when he fell into sleep on the water moon of this planet, there was the creatures, the cells, the units inside of his body that was meant to maintain it, got a life of their own. They always had, but now it was only they that mattered. Eventually, during a 10-year span, probably took a bit longer inside in the universe, they decided to reawaken Masanori. But there was a big whoopsie, and the villain kind of took over the giant robot body, and there was a big robot fight that, spoilers, kind of ended up with the most awesome death of all time, with his head getting crushed by the moon.
Nice.
A big robot fight. Those are clouds at the feet.
Awesome.
I like robots.
You don't say.
Don't make me play the harp. We haven't forgotten about Moments with Z. It's been a while, but not forgotten.
It's
God.
long overdue,
Yeah, it is.
All right.
to be honest.
I should mention, though, that there is this beautiful video to illustrate how big that robot would be.
He's asking for it. Oh, okay. Alright, see? So how do you feel about this one?
Come again?
How do you feel about this large... The great ones?
I love it. It's a fucking giant robot. What more to say?
Who doesn't like giant robots?
I mean,
Alright.
there are people out there that doesn't, so
honestly.
respect for them, but obviously, not me. I like them.
Well, there are people who like giant robots, and then there are people who are wrong.
See, I like giant robots that I personally control. I'm not really a fan of autonomous giant robots.
But giant robots are cool of all sides.
So you don't like the Iron Giant?
Gasp! You
I don't
monster,
consider him
Chris!
a robot.
You
He's
don't
a
have a soul!
So...
Consider him adorable.
I think I still need to watch that, believe it or not.
The
Oh, by
guest.
the way, we do have Dande here, so thank you, Dande. He'll
Yes.
just be listening in today, so please don't call him out. Louis in our chat said that the Bionicles look like ancient Transformers, he said with a smile.
That's the thing. They don't transform at all.
That's a thing you forget about that. There is a beautiful little thing that's called marketing, and that transformed them.
Well, not in the traditional sense. They don't have alt modes.
No, but they did have other modes, so them transforming is definitely incorrect. This is the Toa Nuva, the 2002 year version of the Toa. Or was it
Those look like
2003?
less of idiots.
In short, they just evolve.
Yes, but that's also
There's
transforming.
no...
I see.
Not the way Transformers do.
No, but Transformers cheat.
Transformers
They're really good at
actually-
transforming.
So now they have more silvery or metallic features rather than those representing them as the elemental co-parts. Do you guys prefer the newer versions or the older ones?
It was a toy.
That's a start. I think Chris prefers the look of these more.
They look
Okay.
less derpy. No,
These are the
no.
Turaka. Imagine it as a final form, but a retirement form.
Okay,
It's
I just saw the
Retirement
chibi
form.
ones. They look even more retarded than the first ones.
Ugh, no, we don't want to go there. I do like the
More
first,
stupid.
the elemental ones, just because they represent them more. Yeah, once I saw these and seeing that they look more similar to each other, although not really with their weapons and stuff, just with that silver, I think that was less attracting to me personally.
It was the armor.
Well,
the ti-
there is a curse from Lego that often involves just, putting on more silver things to make it look more fancy.
So my question is now, it looks like they have a certain energy element in them, maybe a certain chi. Is there something like that that makes them animate?
Well, for some reason, their life function is connected to a mask that is always have to be worn at all times.
Uh-huh. Okay, so that's the
It's the
secret.
curse of marketing once again. They want to sell collection items, and these masks became a pseudo life forms.
Okay, so if you pull off the mask, it's defeated.
Basically, that was the joke with the game, because every one of the toys had a function that could be used to fight your friends with and knock off their masks.
Oh, I see. Okay.
These are Gen 2 artwork, which I super adore, but I don't like called Gen
Wow.
2. Gen 2 was kind of watered down a lot because it didn't quite have that Bionicle.
Yeah.
I mean, it was Bionicle, but it wasn't quite the Bionicle we wanted.
Yeah, quite differently evolved. They look cool, but I
And
can
let's
definitely
not
see
get
they...
into the monsters that dwelled within the Bionicle universe.
Yeah, it was less. I mean, it was more Bionicle, but it was less the Bionicle we knew. Reboots and all, it's kind of hard.
So
But I
now,
love the artwork.
back
The
to
Bullrocks, the Rakshi.
So back to the elements themselves and the elemental parts of them. So for example, like the wind one or the water one, what is their ability or part of them that is that element?
Well, first things first, they are said to be able to control that element to some extent.
Okay.
They have been shown to be able to use some kind of elemental laser beam. I don't have any other way to explain it. It's more like a beam of whatever they are.
Okay.
They
The
are.
water ones can also swim as though they grew up in the water itself. Move more freely in the water, really. And also breathe underwater.
That's the mask power. Let's not get into what the mask power does. That's an entirely different kind of discussion.
Okay.
It still counts,
I
since
guess.
it's related to the Toa.
I just wanted to mention that the game crashed between me and my opponent, so we're postponing for tomorrow. I am free to be freely included in the rotation.
Alrighty.
Excellent.
Sorry to hear that, by the way.
Oh,
Yeah,
yeah,
and
also
I had
that,
him.
but
You
I
had him.
literally freaking had him. But the game crashed.
He did it.
This thing called desync, where the game desynchronizes between the two players and then crashes. So we have to call it off and
Okay. Well, good to have you here.
It happens sometimes.
well, it's happy to have you.
Looks like our stream health is really bad. Not sure. Hey, you guys over on YouTube, do let me know, Louie and Raincrawler, if our stream is all right. So, any questions for
I'm bringing
C?
a resurrection orb to anyone that dies.
And by the way, I agree with you, Raincrawler, that mechanical creatures with elemental powers do sound unique. And that is a pretty cool concept.
It was a interesting thing at the time, but
Mm-hmm.
they kind of milked it for everything it was worth and killed it.
What was the worst thing they
Bionicle.
did? Yeah, to kill off Bionicle.
Oh, they ended it.
They simply ended the lore.
No, not the lore. Not The thing is that this series ran for 10 years straight on Lego, and Lego, being a toy-selling company, is bound to have something new every year to make people buy that thing.
Sure.
And at that point, they couldn't just sell you the same figures that you loved or grew attached to all over again. So they were kind of forced to, keep going at it.
Yeah,
Just having to end it eventually.
yeah. Alrighty. That's big companies for you. Alright, C, any final words on the Bionicles?
Bionicle rules. I will challenge anyone that says otherwise.
Otherwise.
I said that. Never mind.
Any other comments or questions
You
on
said
C's
that you
Bionicles?
would fight anyone who said otherwise. He said otherwise.
Never mind.
C's all talk. By the way, guys, I want to make a quick announcement I forgot to mention at the beginning. Over on our Discord, on our official Monsterhood, we'll be doing a little purge, a big purge. It will be mostly run by Procrastitron, one of our top leaders, or one of our leaders on there, I guess I could say. I hope you like that, Procrastitron, if you're listening. Don't take all that power in too hard. Now, so what we're going to be doing is we're going to be not banning, but kicking out people that have been inactive pretty much from the start. They kind of just join and that's it. They don't really say anything, so we still see them on the list, but they're never actually doing anything. So the way we're going to be doing it is, I think tomorrow or so, we're going to make an announcement to mention everyone, so there's a heads up on that. You guys don't have to worry about it here. We know who you are. But don't get cocky. So what I'm thinking
They will know my name.
How I'm thinking to do it, because if you just mention or tag people, that's not going to draw people in. Yeah, because I'm in a few Discords and I'm tagged, or everyone's tagged. I don't know if I am, but that doesn't pull me in to check on anything. So I'm a bad member on those, I'd say. But so I'm thinking what we're going to do is message those people, directly message them, just to copy paste. Just asking them if they want to stay as an official member of the Discord, something like that. And if they reply with anything, like a simple yes, or just reply, but not with a yes or no, but with a reply, I mean, we can hold them then. If they say no, then we'll kick them, or then we can kick them. We're not going to ban anybody, so they have the freedom to come back in. If they don't reply within a week, I think we'll give it a week or so. Then we'll just kick them. And there's links all over the place to get back in. It should be easy, especially if you're here from the channel itself. Any thoughts or comments on that, guys? I'd like to hear the board on this. The board, not the Borg, the board.
I see no reason for it to.
Of course, C speaks up first. Okay, so.
Well.
So, everything okay with that?
I see no issue.
Sounds like a plan to me.
I mean, then again, it is supported by the local space marine here, so I don't know. He does like to purge people.
I mean, it's always good to have an occasional purge in there.
Yes. Chris, were you saying something?
Yes. Just as you said, Arthur. Yes, you are correct. Yes.
Yes. Okay.
That's a Skaven reference, by the way.
Oh, wow.
Yes.
Chris, I'm liking.
Me too.
I'm liking your profile
Yes, Arthur?
picture. I'm liking your profile picture so much. I'm considering making it an emoji. Although it wouldn't be fair to many, but it's got certain characteristics to it.
Well, I am planning on switching it in the near future, so if you want, I can share the full image with you, and you can cut out the head of the Skaven in question.
Cool, yeah. You can if you can throw it maybe to the tabletop.
Well, I thought I smelled a rat.
So that's that. Just wanted to double check with you guys if it'd be better to tag everybody when we do that, or just DM them directly.
I think tagging them is going to at least draw their attention.
Okay. So I think
I'd say both.
Yeah. Okay, so Procrastitron, we've heard it from the board. The board of the voices of the Monsterhood. So we'll do both. We'll do the let me do the announcement maybe, Procrastitron, or if you want, it doesn't matter. We'll do the announcement.
I tuned out for a moment. Announcement of what?
We'll just do the announcement about the purge, tagging everyone, and then let's give it. Let's give it we'll just give it a day. I'd say Procrastitron, and then we start messaging everybody, and yeah, you can
except for the people that are in this call, right?
Yeah, nobody here. Yeah, you guys don't worry about it. And
Yay.
Procrastitron, you will have. So we will wait for a week. And if you want pro, you can.
And then we shall execute Order 66.
Yes. Then you can kick them all
Order
pro,
66.
or you can just tell me and I'll kick them if you don't feel comfortable. But I'm sure you have no issues with that. So we'll proceed as so. Okay, let's see here. The official announcement.
I request
usually
permission
draw people
to
stay,
be
maybe
the
create a channel to
executioner
give
on that order.
attendance.
Okay, now we're done talking about how we mutiny everyone on our
Yeah.
server.
More-
Please join us. It's nice.
Yes.
We don't do this often.
No, this is the first time we've ever done it. Mord Jep did
Hippity hoppity,
mention
you're now my property.
that we should maybe
No, Chris, no.
create a channel where people give attendance. That's not a bad idea. But we do have the area where new Monsterites introduce themselves. And Mort Jep, if you can go there and fulfill that task, although you've been... Yeah, just say you've been introduced here by C. Then you'll get the rank of Monsterite Elite. You'll be green. So we do have that. So probably we won't be deleting maybe any of those. We'll see. We'll see how it goes.
Speaking of that, Arthur, I'd like to be green.
You should be green. You have been green a long time ago. But you are more than green. That's why you don't see it. Wait a minute.
What?
Wait a minute. Let me look
Hold
at you.
on.
Yeah, you've got Monsterite Elite. You've got Jabberwock.
I know, but I appear as pink on the side.
Right. That's
Aw.
because that's your highest rank. We need to move you up in rank, Chris. We're going to have to figure things out around you.
And I'm stuck at Scholar.
And yeah, if Preachy Mink would have been here, I would have actually upgraded him here. Not upgraded, but promoted. Okay.
And copyright.
Chris is queuing for us to move on. Louis said, I'll be purged for sure. I just don't know how to use Discord, but that's okay. It's pretty simple, really, Louis. Just imagine like old school or the chat rooms in the old days. It's just a bunch of chat rooms. So, okay. And I know Raincrawler, for example, he's talking to us from YouTube, but he has an account here, and sometimes he posts too. So make sure you don't delete Raincrawler, and don't delete Louis if you do remember that as well. Him as well, pro. Okay, let's move on. See, that was you.
Make a note of it.
Yes. Go on, finally. Go on. Go on, you can do it.
Anybody want to go next about their elemental monster? Any volunteers? Going once?
No, if you want, I'm ready.
All right, let's hear it.
Alrighty. So, as I mentioned, as we mentioned Heroes of Might and Magic 3 before, my elemental is going to be from there because I think these are probably some of the coolest elementals found around in fantasy. Specifically, the magic elementals from the Conflux town.
Yes.
Cornflake. I heard cornflakes. Is that just me? I don't know one can imagine the whirling
Conflux.
rainstorm of cornflakes and milk.
Conflux. And this here is their first form, the Psychic Elemental. Basically, the two kind of go hand in hand. This here is an image of the Psychic Elemental. And this here is the upgraded version of the Magic Elemental. Basically, the Conflux Town in Heroes of Might and Magic 3 is the magical place that has all of the elementals, like and pixies, where you have very interesting things. For example, the fire elementals look like the Human Torch, basically. You have water elementals that are like mermaids, which is intriguing. Ice elementals that are develop from the water elementals. They are more darker shade of blue, still look like mermaids, but they can fire ice bolts and have frills on the side of their heads. And they had the coolest. It has the coolest looking air elemental from all of the Heroes games, because it's a very buff looking, scary dude with a tornado forehead. But can I just say, The air elemental of Heroes of Might and Magic 5 is absolutely stupid. Look at this thing. It's just a
No.
tornado with two
Really?
smaller tornadoes for arms.
No.
Stupid.
That is my exact criticism of modern Pokemon design every now and then.
Yeah, that's what you'd expect in those kind of games, but not Heroes. No.
No, this is from Heroes of Might and Magic 5.
Oh my goodness.
Why? Why?
It's
And
bad.
the fire elemental is this like anteater head with a snake-like body,
Post
and
it.
instead of hands, it has tubes from which it fires fire. It's so dumb.
Let me find it.
Yeah, but the just Heroes of Might and Magic 3 just has the best elementals. Human Torch, you got Mermaid Thingity Bob, you've got giant rock golems that are made out from rock or lava, the Thunder elementals that are like literally clouds, and of course, personal favorite is by far the Psychic and Magic elementals. See, the way the psychic elementals are the living proof of the quote unquote fifth element, namely thought,
Mm-hmm.
where they're capable of overpowering the minds of others to the point where it brings pain to the point where it can actually kill. While the magic elementals, obviously, are the embodiment of the sixth element, namely magic. See, in the case of the psychic elementals, they are immune to any mind-altering spells, whilst the magic elementals are completely immune to magic. And I love how they add this to the use this in the game Heroes of Might and Magic 3. They actually thought about this. The psychic elemental does half damage to units that are immune to mind spells because it's trying to invade their mind, but they're immune, while the magic elemental does have damage to units that are immune to magic. So it
Okay.
is actually displayed in the game, and these guys just have the best attack animation. It's you see this thing just folded in its robes. You just see a robe with a weird head and weird hat with glowing eyes, and they just strut like in a waddle, even
Mm-hmm.
not revealing any sort of limb. They walk up to you, and they just arc their back a little bit backwards as if they're looking down upon you in a snobbish kind of way, and your head explodes. It's adorable.
Well, Chris, I know you like Skaven and all, but your concept of adorable is conflict with mine.
You shut your face, you bargain bin Star Trek reject.
Excuse me, what did you just call me?
Well, I love it. I enjoy hearing these, as now every time or whenever I jump back into the game, I'll see these guys in a whole new light.
Oh yeah.
Yes.
Now, Chris, I have a question. What do you think? I know you like all the elementals of Hero of Might and Magic 3. I like all of them, but do you think the particularly the water one, do you think it fits in because it's got that mermaid form rather than being like of water like the other ones would be, right?
Could you repeat? Do I think what of the what?
So the question
He's
is
a furry, not a scaly. Those are
about
two different things.
about the water elemental, since it is like it's different from the other elementals, as the other ones really show that element. They're made of that element, right? These are more mermaid-like.
The thing about it is, the way I believe it is explained is because water is more malleable, so when they form into their forms, they are like humans or other creatures that are made predominantly from water. They take on a more living type of look. But when you, for example, kill a water elemental, it literally just melts into a puddle. Or when you kill an ice elemental, it turns into an ice statue and breaks, shatters.
Right.
So they are still made of that respective element, but because of the more transformative, what was the word, capabilities of water, they can appear more lifelike.
Yeah. Awesome. And that makes total sense. I like that. I like that they covered that. That's excellent. See, again, now when I play that game, I'm not going to look at it as those are a little bit different. It makes perfect sense, as we are what... now, don't quote me. You guys probably remember better than myself here, but to what, 90% water we are, our human biology?
70.
75, I think.
Yeah, it's the brain that is like in the high digits. So that makes sense.
But yeah, technically, all of us are water elementals. At least 70% of us.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay. I'm going to try to stop thinking about that now.
You're gonna get rusty, if you will.
Think about it. We are made of water. We secrete water in multiple ways from our bodies, and we require a constant infusion of water in order to continue existing. So, technically, we are water elementals.
Yes. Yes, but I would have expected that. Are we less water than, we're less water than the jellyfish, and I think a jellyfish must be the ultimate incarnation of water elemental.
Yes, they are the highest form of elemental.
God dang. I mean, does that mean that the water elemental could have been a giant floating jellyfish, for all we know?
Alrighty, so I'll have to pay attention to those animations. Anything else you want to add there, Chris? How do these guys look in the newer games? Or do they even exist?
Heroes of Might and Magic 6. I wonder if there's magic elementals there, because they have been kind of merged with the the tower. The conflicts and tower towns have been merged, so the magical people are the ones that use the elements predominantly, and they don't really. No, I'm not able to see.
Okay.
I'm seeing water elementals that are in the shape of women with big tits made out of water, but no.
I remember, let me post this guy. I think this was maybe
elemental, light elemental.
4 or something. I remember this guy. It wasn't the worst.
Yes, this is Heroes of Might and Bro, boy. That's not pleasant.
Another interesting concept, guys, is golems, especially since we're going off of Heroes of Might and Magic 3. So you have all these different kind of golems, and golems are almost are basically elementals as well in Heroes of Might and Magic. You have iron golems and diamond golems, so you can kind of switch those back and forth too. So let's see what other interesting elements we'll hear about today.
Nope. From what I'm able to see in Heroes of Might and Magic 6,
Nothing.
you only have the air, earth, fire, light, shadow, and water elementals. No mind or magic elementals, which makes me sad.
Yeah.
Yet more proof that Heroes of Might and Magic 3 is the superior game.
Apparently, somebody didn't share your love for these guys. Yeah, they're new for me too. Because originally, when I'd see them, I never got an interest in them. Being an kind of astral energy kind of elemental, I didn't understand why they had the cape and hat. That was more cartoonish. But looking at artifacts makes sense. Go ahead.
I just absolutely adore the strut walking onto the battlefield, walks up next to a thing, looks up at it, and just blows up. It's so good.
It's all cocky. Alrighty. Louis Zenadog over on the YouTube said, in Castlevania Lament of Innocence, there is an ice elemental, fire elemental, and lightning elemental. Also, there was zombies who had elemental traits as well. So, shout out from Louis on the elementals. Frost zombies and fire zombies. Interesting. Huh. Okay. Any questions for Chris from anyone here or comments? Do you guys like these concepts? Don't like them? Speak. Or forever hold your pieces. All right, the silence is golden. All right. A moment of silence for the Monsterhood. Thank you, Z. Okay, continuing. Anybody want to volunteer to go next? Thank you for sharing, Chris.
Thank you very much for having me. I will always take any opportunity I can to just praise Heroes of Might and Magic 3.
If Bog were here, he would have mentioned something from D&D. And Dragons, that is his theme. Okay, let's go over here. Mordjep, our newest monsterite, is saying, my understanding of a golem versus an elemental is that elementals are made and binded by magic or magical energies, so that their physical being is pure magic with possible elements. Golems are made of physical materials, combined together and given mobility by use of magic. Think Witcher 3 and Dark Souls. Go ahead, Victor. That's a fascinating topic. I want to make a note about it. The difference between golems and elementals. I'd like to make a video and look at the actual our lore of it before I go into game lore and see where it breaks down. That is fascinating. I love finding those. So very similar, but still different as far as I think. Yeah, and I overall I'd agree with you, Mordjep. That's, basically from what we've seen in games and various lore over the years. Mordjep, would you like to maybe share? Or anybody else volunteer? Sorry, I don't want to call you out like that. Anybody else volunteer to go next? Either in the text chat or in voice? Going once? Going it twice. Thrice. Alright. Since Mordjep is typing, I think he may be okay with going next. No voice, Mordjep? Technically bodies.
I gotta go now, guys.
Oh, have a good time.
I'll see you later.
Hey, Gargamel.
Yeah.
Before you go, did you want to shout out anything quick?
No, maybe just the Elder Scrolls elementals like I did earlier.
Okay, cool. We'll take a look at those. All right, Gargamel. Have a good day out there.
They're the Elemental Daedra, they're called.
Right.
I'll see you guys later.
All right,
Bye.
have a good
See ya.
weekend. Well, on that, that's enough to start us off. Any info on Daedra? Elemental Daedra.
They are assholes.
They're not very kindly. How do you spell
Yes,
it?
we can
Yes.
hear you.
All right, well, let's post an image here just so we can have some eye candy. Here's a Elemental Daedra, as they call it. Mordjep
that's
is
a
saying
fire
they're not
elemental.
elementals. So you got these aspects of cooled lava merged with fire. Pretty cool concept overall, but yeah, it's a little tricky to call it an outright elemental, but it is an elemental Daedra. It is the combination of those two. Here's an image.
In the game, it is literally called a fire elemental, though.
Oh, it is. Okay. Because I just Googled what he said with Daedra. So it is. And it's defined as a golem on Wiki. So, any arguments?
These are the Atronax. They are elementals, basically. You have in this image is the storm elemental, the fire elemental.
Mm-hmm.
Basically, replace the word elemental with Atronac in the Elder Scrolls. That's their thing.
Is that Reggie Eyes? Is that you?
I'll say that I do like how Elder Scrolls represented them, the different forms. Of course, humanoid, but they clearly have elements of their elements within the design. What do you guys think? Yay or nay?
Yay.
Yay. We got a yay. What else? Yay or nay? Victor? Moment of silence. All right. C, do you like their appearance?
Well,
Aesthetics.
they look interesting, so to speak.
Louis says Mortal Kombat ninjas are elementals. Is that right? I don't remember. Ah, that's, yeah. Yes, the Sub-Zero brothers, and also
But they're
Blaze is a fire dude.
They're aliens, not elementals, though.
Control water. Yeah. They're elemental users, I'd say, or element users. Let's see, they do look good. Cool, Donde says they do look good. I agree, Donde. I like how Elder Scrolls did that. Okay, the Daedric Princes are pretty much like the Chaos Gods, but more individualistic and selfish. Let's see. They look good. Scorpion is an elemental. He's fire. Yeah, right.
And he's a
signal.
soul that has... He's basically made into a ghost rider, a spirit of vengeance, not exactly an elemental.
Yeah. That's right, Procrastitron. Like I said, we'd see how the conversation's headed. And for the most part, people are staying to actual elementals today rather than element users. So we're keeping on the theme. That said...
Well, I did use the robot choosing element. I apologize.
Yeah, those were a bit more half-half. Not half-assed,
Yeah,
half-half.
but you know, on the topic of elemental robots.
Oh boy. Okay, so who would like to go next? Anybody in text? Procrastitron, would you like to share anything? Mort Jep, would you like me to read anything for you or use voice?
Stone is an element, apparently.
I mean, I very much enjoyed the playthrough of The Witcher 3. How it's very the art of creating a golem, which is similar to elemental, actually has like an almost scientific use in creating one. They need to get first of all build the body itself from specific materials, and then they had to empower a being inside the body, which is basically they essentially take through magical science. They're taking an elemental soul and putting it inside the body of a golem.
Nice.
That is kind of how they do it in the new Heroes of Might and Magic, the Ashan reboot. That's how the wizards create their golems.
And who are you talking of, Mort Jep? What is the name?
They don't have names as such. They're just basically they're just it's a very like a standard designed golem used through all the Witcher games. You can see in all the Witcher games basically, and they're used by wizards to protect either their lair, their laboratories, or other important areas, or just
Magical
bodyguards.
constructs.
I've linked the picture in the Discord. So you can see what they
There we go.
generally look like, and they can be imbued with elements from fire to poison to other magical elements.
Nice. Beautiful. I like it. Looks like Mort Jep
And
needs to be...
They're pretty huge too. They're roughly twice the size of a human.
By the way, congratulations on hitting the rank of Jabberwock.
Thank you.
Your level is high enough. All right. Yeah, any comments on that?
That's a golem. That's all
That's a
right.
neat thing. This though reminds me a little bit about. Again, I have to bring up Heroes of Might and Magic, the Ashan reboot, basically, where in the undead faction you have these things called ghouls, which are basically golems made out of flesh, and in order to animate them, the souls of criminals are bound into them. So if you... Yeah, because the undead in this new verse are basically the world police, you could say. So if you are acting like an asshole, your punishment is eternal servitude as a mindless beast, enthralled to the will of someone. In a
That
body
sounds
that
a lot like the servitors from Warhammer.
And basically, the bodies are constructed in such a way to both be strong, durable, efficient, but to also experience agonizing pain. So the soul of whoever has been unfortunate enough to be judged to have to be made into a ghoul to constantly feel pain.
Okay. Louis says, if you want eye candy, put a pic of Frost Elemental from Lament of Innocence. And I think this is what he's talking about. Frost Elemental.
That looks cool. But
We needed that.
I'm not apologizing.
No, you shouldn't. Thank you. You get a watermelon for that. Okay. So, by the way, Procrastitron, if you do want to mention yours, go ahead. Your elemental user or element user, if you like. So let me see here. And it's all right. Okay, if I know you may be busy there, but yeah, you're welcome to. Okay, so who would like to go next? Any volunteers? Going once? I'll read on Pro's behalf if he does post anything. Going twice? Thrice? Okay, I'll choose someone. We had Mimi. I'll just go down the list. Let's wait for an elemental user Monstercast. What? Elemental. Okay, going on. Risotto. Risotto, your turn. Please share your elemental.
Sadly, I don't have anything to share. Sorry,
Okay.
Arthur.
No problem.
Well, the term of finding a creature that is consistently entirely of elemental energy is, not exactly, a science.
Yeah, and that's why I found this would be an interesting discussion, because we find elemental creatures or entities in many, many lores. So I was hoping to see some that we haven't really thought of. For example, lightning, right? We hear of different astral elementals, but then there's something more specific like lightning elemental, things like that. So I was looking forward to hearing about things like that, and also the lores behind how they came to be. I like to see elementals myself as a part of nature, just nature itself taking form.
That's always
because it's being
created from World of
abused.
Warcraft or Warcraft.
Oh yeah, Warcraft.
Yes.
I mean,
And I was
I
thinking
didn't
about
dare
the
to approach
treants.
that.
Ragnaros' best elemental.
I was
Yes.
thinking about the treants of Lord of the Rings as well.
And
That
they
kind
call
of
are they
thing.
Ents or
Yes, the Ents. Those
Ents.
are actually, I don't know, creations more so than elementals. They are,
they are
well,
living physical beings?
yes, actually, they are species of some kind. They can
Right.
actually,
Yeah.
apparently, they can reproduce.
Yep. Yeah, but the women, I forgot what he said happened to the female of the race.
And wives.
Yes.
Very elegant term for the female.
So that's one way I look upon it, but then there's also, well, you need a magic user or a magic entity like a god to animate it. So you have that various lore aspects to it, and that's interesting to
wow.
explore.
An elemental that can reproduce.
The only
That's
Basically everything from World of Warcraft.
Dande
Yeah,
says the only thing elemental I can think of are elemental heroes from Yu-Gi-Oh. I don't know much about that. Let me Google it. Yu-Gi-Oh. Elemental hero. All right, let's take a look. Personally, I just can't get enough of elementals. I love elementals. I love them in miniature form and role-playing games. I like them everywhere. They can be quite versatile, I think. Let's see. I think those are more elemental users. Okay. Preachy Mink is here. Are you joining us, Preachy Mink? Back. Hi, back. I'm Victor. I learned today that water elementals from World of Warcraft can apparently gain a form of sentience if the master of its proficient enough in summoning it. That makes sense when you look at what they look like. Let's see. Tree Elemental from Hellboy is awesome. Yeah, Louis Zenadog mentions the Tree Elemental from Hellboy. I believe the second movie is what you're referring to, that large one. The one that embodies the green DC opinion. Swamp Thing. What do you guys think about Swamp Thing?
Well, Swamp Thing is an aspect of nature, but an elemental.
Yeah, he was a experimental creation or something, if I remember correctly.
He is a corpse inside of swamp.
Oh, I do want to rewatch that movie, the old Swamp Thing. It's corny, but from my memories, I just feel I need a rewatch. Okay, so nothing from Risotto Pro, and we're moving on to Victor. That's everybody. Mort Jep, did you have something specific
Did
to
I what?
share? Did you have any elemental you wanted to talk about today?
I think I've listed most of the ones I know something a little bit about.
Okay. Risotto. Cool. Thank you, Risotto, for sharing. Risotto just shared some more eye candy. I could show you the Titans of Hercules movies. Movie. These are the only ones in mind right now. All right, let's take a look at them. From left to right.
Oh yeah, I finally remember the rock giant titan thing. He looked very awesome in the few movies he was depicted in.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. As well as what was that? One of the Perseus movies, right? Not Attack of the Titans, not Clash of the Titans. I mean, that I believe had the odd kraken at the end. But the other one, I think the next movie that they did a remake, and they had the huge lava. Was it lava? Something like
Wasn't
that.
that Cronus?
Yeah, one of those.
No, that wasn't Cronus. That
Not
was something else. That was an entirely different thing. That was Percy Jackson's Lightning Thief or something.
So let's look at this image a little bit that Risotto posted, as it's pretty fun here. Okay, so first we have the Lurker, which appears to be what? An ice water elemental. The Cyclops. Any thoughts on that? Argus. He's just a Cyclops. Okay. Then we got the Mystic Voice, which could be wind or astral or magic.
Mm-hmm.
Then we have the Mountain King, which is earth or stone, rock. And then Lord of Flame, which is lava and fire. Okay, guys, so what I want to hear from you, let's take a vote from everybody. Which one of these is your favorite? Whether by the element itself or the aesthetics.
I take the Lurker because I like ice.
Lurker, okay. Risotto takes the Lurker. Nice.
I'd say the mountain boy. He looked dopest.
The Mountain King.
Where did you post this?
It's in our Discord.
All right.
Just scroll up a little bit.
I don't know. All of them just strikes me from my movie room design memory. These are nice, but something about them I just don't. What's it called?
Interest
Right.
you?
Yes, there's something about them that I'm missing.
Louis says the Cyclops might represent the element of flesh and blood, which is life. I can see that. What do you think, Chris? Oh, you already mentioned. Anybody else in voice? I like the aesthetics to each one. I like how the ice one has pointy bits, as you would see with icicles. It makes sense. And cold as ice. I always like tornado forms. I like the two heads to the Mountain King. Like every one is represented pretty nicely, characteristic wise. one of the, and I might share this some day in the future. We'll see on World of Monsters. Some of the miniatures I created that I sculpted in a program and I 3D print. One of the last ones I was working on was an air elemental. And that's something I don't see in miniature form fleshed out enough. So I made a miniature form, right, a mini, of a air elemental, but it's a full-out tornado, you know, with... It's, you can see a face, but then the clouds that form around the tornado, the various dust clouds, all have faces in them that you can see. And it's just blowing, and it's basically a tornado, and in itself, it's blowing another huge gust of wind out of its mouth. And there's a little house on the bottom just to show how big it is. So I'd like to see more miniatures like that, representing the elementals truly, how powerful they could be, not just these little flame creations that are human-sized. Give the elementals the honor they deserve.
Mm-hmm. Those look amazing.
I like them. Yeah. Alrighty, Preachy Mink, you did post something. I did see that, so if you want to repost, I shall read it for you, if you wish. It's indeed ice. Don't forget, okay. All right, let me read. Hold on. Mimi said, Arthur, I have a air elemental in mind. If you're interested, he's not made of air, but he does control wind. You can post it after I'm finished with Preachy here. All right, Preachy. By the way, Preachy, I'm going to...
I know that I missed the Chimera one. Would it be alright if I shared my Chimera at the end?
Yeah, that's fine. I'll give you a moment for that, or I'll set that aside. Preachy, I think Preachy has earned the right to be a Plagued Scholar. I think so. Do you guys remember if Preachy Mink is here often enough to be a Plagued Scholar?
I do not remember, but I remember the name being
thrown about.
Mentioned off.
Yeah, I think he's not here like consecutively, but I think he's been here in enough of them to be considered one. So, Preachy Mink, congratulations. We'll make you a Plagued Scholar. Now you have a different color. Okay, Preachy. He says, pronounced U or Mi Bao Zu. Umi Baozu? Let me know if that's correct. Umibaozu, a large and very strange-looking yokai that inhabits ocean waters, also known as Uminyudo and Umihoshi, a famed yokai of many legends. It takes its name, which literally means sea monk, from its round, bald head. Its appearance inevitably herald violent storms. The Umibaozu are yokai with rounded heads resembling a giant Buddhist monk, although only their head and shoulders may be seen. They assail ships in otherwise calm seas, often by night, cloaked by their dark skin. And there's a little bit of an image. I think I'll Google some more images of that. I like it. Any thoughts, folks?
No idea.
That's a good share, Mink.
Nice.
Ooh, I have coffee. Coffee's nice. I have been served
It's
coffee
really
by my
ridiculous.
water elemental.
So,
Let me see. Has anybody read about this or heard of this before? I'm going to show you guys a more traditional image of the Umibaozu. Mimi, since you often bring up things related, have you heard of this one? So take a look at that, guys. That's pretty cool.
It does look it does look how do you put it, intriguing.
Yeah. I like the simplicity to it. Strange looking yokai. So it's the sea monk. And it's definitely something you don't want to encounter when you're out fishing. It doesn't seem very...
Politically correct.
Yeah, or mild or friendly. Not as you'd see with a human monk, usually. Yes, I have. It's usually related to the whale yokai, though. Oh, I see. Okay. That's a pretty awesome share. I like it. Any other thoughts? Any questions by folks? I'd like to ask you, Perchi, how did you find or come about this one? Completely slouchy appearance. Yeah, Mink, how did you find this one? Let's see. Let's take a look at our YouTube chat. Godzilla movie that is coming out kind of has a similar aesthetic to the Hercules Titans.
I am so looking forward to King of Monsters. That movie is going to be better than I'm predicting it.
Oh yeah? You think it's going to be better than you're predicting it?
I think I'm predicting that it will be better than Avengers Endgame.
Ooh. That's pretty good.
Because, all honesty, Avengers Endgame had a cool climax. The movie overall was less impressive than Infinity War. Aquaman is still a better movie.
If you say
I think the new Godzilla will be better than the last one. I think a lot of people will agree with that, though. All right, so I guess we're done with Preach Mink. No questions on that. The Sea Monk. I love it. Yeah. It's so mysterious. All right. Mimi wanted... let me see. Or somebody... A couple people wanted to share something still. The Tengu is a bird like yokai who are lords of the sky that can conjure maelstros and intense winds and dwell deep into the woods and are pretty high in the yokai hierarchy. Interesting, the yokai hierarchy. I might just have to do a video on yokai hierarchy. That'll be pretty fun. Nice. He's got a Pinocchio nose. Can't trust this one. Alrighty. Let's see. It's getting... Raincrawler says, from the movie Princess Mononoke. I recommend that one to anybody.
That's a glorious movie.
Indeed. One of my favorites, the forest spirit, also known as the god of life and death. In the night, he becomes the night walker. Yeah. That's pretty awesome. During the day, it's like this... The forest spirit, it's like this deer with overly complex and large antlers, and then by night it becomes this night walker humanoid shaped figure, but very large, walking through the forest just pleasantly and calmly. It's a beautiful concept. Absolutely adore that. All right, guys, I see somebody else has joined us, or not? No, that's everybody. Okay, anybody, if you want to shout out anything now, another creature or something, you are welcome to do so. We will be talking about our next topics coming up. We are an hour and 40 minutes
Okay.
in. Who would win between two angry dinosaurs and a worm?
A space dragon known for all the planets is destroyed, 2 angry dinosaurs and a worm. The answer may surprise you.
All right.
Also,
worm.
while I'm currently looking for a specific meme image that I'd like to share, I came across something that is relevant to the world of monsters. Not this exact podcast, but just the image is relevant to our channel, I'd say.
Okay, Dragon Magazine, this thing. That's an awesome little old school painting. That's awesome.
Beauty is in the eye of the...
Fuck off.
Excellent. Beholders rock. Okay.
Beholders can be adorable. Ah, yes, I found the
I
image
don't
that
know.
I was looking. This is the image.
What is that? Avengers. Well, we'll see. Victor, you wanted to mention something, you said?
I was going to briefly discuss the chimera that I had in mind that I missed out on discussing last time.
Okay. Ooh, looks like we have a new monster.
It's another Digimon.
Throw us an image.
I have an image. Let me just.
I haven't seen
the
Spirited
infrared.
Away yet. Raincrawler says
You
the river
should.
spirit. Yeah, I really want to. It seems, yeah, just on par
It
with.
is lovely.
At the beginning, he was polluted, the river spirit, but after he transformed into his real form. Cool. So it's another one of those kind of situations.
Here's the image.
Louis got to go. See you, Louis. Go ahead, Victor. Sorry. Ooh, I love
It
your
is
suggestion.
called Chimeramon.
Oh.
Oh, yes, because last time we were talking about fused monsters, chimera-type monsters, and Victor wasn't here, so he's just making up for that missed weekend. Thank you, Victor. Let's take a look.
Hey, no problem.
So we have elements.
This particular Digimon is a amalgamation of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8.
Quite a few Digimon.
10. Looks like at least 10. Maybe.
Let's see here. 1.
Right, we can't really break them down to animals since they're Digimon based. Okay. Okay, guys, so quick answer from the voices or in text. Goofy or cool? What Victor posted.
It's a mix of 11 Digimon.
11.
As someone who is not a fan of Digimon or Pokemon, really, I just have to say meh.
Meh. Okay. Goofy or cool?
Snorlax's best Pokemon.
Sure, you would pick the laziest Pokemon.
I relate to Snorlax on a spiritual level. Fuck off.
Oh, so you admit to being lazy as well?
Yes. Also, I love food. Very much so.
Uh-oh. Alrighty. He's alright. It's a clear mix of things.
Yeah.
There's one I wanted to post an image of today as well. It's just a concept art, but to kind of go with the whole theme. If I can find it. In the oh, there it is. Let me just search a bigger image of it. In the meanwhile, I'd like to mention that not being necessarily elementals, but that's, again, and we've talked about it in the past, why I like the Fae, particularly things like fairies or dragons, because you always see element and then those creatures. So you'll see like fire fairies, ice fairies, same with dragons, ice dragons. That's why I love those creatures as well, and I've been a fan of dragons for a long time, especially particularly in my younger years, because of that versatility.
And
I'm a fan of
Dungeons and
because they're
Dragons
reptiles.
is full of elemental-based creatures.
Mm-hmm. And that's it, Chris. Growing up, I owned and researched reptiles and amphibians a lot, and the diversity among reptiles, and then seeing something like dragons and the diversity, it was a whole another level to that passion.
It was dinosaurs, but cooler.
Right. Yep.
Okay, to be fair, I would like to say the dinosaurs still rank up among some of the most cool thing there ever is.
Dinosaurs are amazing. Let's just agree on that. Absolutely amazing, as is nature. So here's an image I quickly found yesterday when I was trying to somewhat prepare. It's just an entity of, well, looks like the 5 elements. We got his arm. Well, let's see. Is that... Yeah, that's more wind. Then the left leg, or the right leg, is kind of astral energy, although it could be air as well. You got fire there, earth on his arm. Anyway, pretty cool little concept art. Not little. That's quite an awesome concept art. Just a little image. And yeah, one thing, rewatching the Tolkien movies that I started from my birthday and I still haven't finished them. I have one more Lord of the Rings movie to watch. But I got to shout out the little mountain titan. I forgot what they were called. A storm giant fight in The Hobbit, where the mountains kind of came to life in humanoid form and tossed boulders at one another. Do you guys remember that scene?
I don't remember that from the Hobbit movies.
It's a very short scene that is surprisingly memorable when you remember.
It's
just before they get to the goblin.
Maybe it was in the Blu-ray.
Yeah, I forgot about it as well until I saw it again, and I was like, wow, it's quite an amazing scene, really. It's where they're kind of hiking on the ledge of the mountains there.
Mountainside, and they're about to fall off. Then they find a cave.
Yeah. Yep. And yeah, it just... The whole mountains come to life. It's pretty awesome. So, let's see. Anything else from anybody? Okay, I guess let's talk about our next discussion. What should we talk about? I know Louis said, and I love this one, so I'm a little bit biased on this one. So his suggestion for next Monstercast is mushroom monsters. What do you guys have? And who just left that I didn't say goodbye?
I think... me.
Was it Ming? No.
Me.
Me.
Yeah,
I do
yeah,
not
she
have-
left.
So I still see him. Well, somebody left. Sia, and also Louis left on YouTube. Okay, so we have one suggestion for mushroom monsters, which are always fun, guys, you know.
Stop it. Stop it.
Oh well, what should we stop by? I got a bit distracted in another chat.
So we're trying to decide on our next week's discussion. Procrastitron just recommended elemental users. I mentioned you could have mentioned them today, Pro. But you want that spotlight on them. I get it. Mushroom monsters from Louis. What else, guys? Let's see.
I'm kind of feeling a bit hungry, so I'm kind of monstrous food, perhaps, but I don't know anything on that topic.
I'll take it.
Monstrous food.
I wanted
a new one.
I wanted to hear
I don't know anything
something.
on that topic.
Well,
I'll take that one, Chris, because I was trying to think of something that's not like something monster, but how we used to have discussions, like monsters that use tools, something a little bit more dynamic. And I think monstrous food just may be something a little bit...
And by
deeper.
monstrous food, I don't mean food monsters eat. I mean food that is itself the monster.
Yes, that's what I was thinking.
So not food that is not food that is made from monsters, but monsters that are food.
In other words,
You could
monster
say-
food. To confuse it more.
You could say that you could make food out of monsters, but I'm saying a food that bites back, so to say.
Ooh, food that bites back. Hello, Darth Phonics. Awesome to have you here. Glad you made it. Phonics always has been joining us a lot lately. Yeah, Phonics, we're just talking about the next discussion. If you do have an elemental to share, go ahead. Risotto said, yeah, I wanted to show you this a while ago. Just found it again. What is that, Risotto? Oh, it's a spawn predator. Spawn predator. Huh. Good thing, yeah, they changed the skulls from regular skulls on the chains, too. Okay, interesting. Topic suggestion from
That's
Mort.
So Thresh Predator.
Mort says, not so evil, evil aliens and monsters. Not so. Have we talked about that? Not necessarily. Okay, so that's enough
Monsters
suggestions.
are not so evil. Well, evil
So-
is all based on a matter of perspective.
No. There's a fine thing that we consider evil, and there's a lot of things that are morally wrong to do.
Like Necrons.
Yes, Necrons are very morally wrong, but they're so good. You just can't leave it.
Their
Yeah.
existence is morally wrong.
Let me just redefine what I meant with that. Basically, aliens or monsters that are initially portrayed in media as evildoers, like they want to either destroy humanity or some other nonsense. But it turns out that they're doing something other entirely, and humans or the environment or the area they're in is just caught in a quote unquote crossfire.
Right. So it's for a
That
greater good
reminds me
still.
of-
So they're not evil because they want to be evil towards people or other things. It's just
Sure.
a nature of their being or what is happening to them.
Yes. See, I like that. That's
That's a really interesting topic.
That's a good one, and it requires some thinking and remembering and research. Okay, guys, so let's keep it at that. No more suggestions, please. So I shall write out all the suggestions, and we'll take a vote. Raincrawler, hope you're going to be there. Monsters in superhero realm or lore. Ooh, that's another one. Monster. Okay, let's keep it to these. So let's see. We had, if you guys can help me out here and typing this out. So we've got mushroom monsters,
Oh,
We
god
have-
dang it. Shut up, you.
element users.
Let's not talk about the Goombas.
Let's
But-
do
but-
monstrous food. And
Yeah, let's do that one.
not so evil monsters. Is that correct, guys? That everything other than the one more that Raincrawler mentioned? We'll keep it to these 4, I think, for now. Okay, let's take a
I
vote.
vote for the food.
All right,
And
Victor.
technically, mushroom monsters can be counted among the food monsters.
I mean, if you cook them with bacon and a little bit of cream. Yes.
Okay, 1
Or
for
deep
food.
fry 'em.
Dande, what do you vote for? Let's just go in order, I guess, to make it easy to count. Okay, 2 for food. Phonics.
Is food really going to win?
I mean, I could totally go
Well-
for some delicious monster eating, but I don't have
I
any good
guess
monsters I
you-
want to talk about, so I think it's not food.
Well, you could say that we're hungry to talk about monsters.
There we go.
Okay, I guess. I suppose I'd go for mushroom just to not vote for my own thing. I'll just talk about the orcs.
We have 2 for mushrooms then. We have 1 for elemental users. Not one. Ooh, John's here. Welcome, John. We missed you. John is doing 1 vote for not so evil monsters. So we have a battle between 2 and 2. Let's see, elemental users. So we got 2, 2, and 2. Banana monster. Okay, we need somebody to break the tie between 2, 2, and 2. Unless it's gonna be
Come
me.
to the dark side. We have cookies.
Mimi, are you still there? Oh, maybe Mimi left. Yeah, Mimi left.
Yeah, Mimi
Yes.
did leave.
So we need 1 more voter here. I don't want to be it. Mordjep, did you vote for it already? Food monsters could be fun. Okay, so I think he just voted for food. So I think that makes it 3. Yep. So I think 3 on
Food
food,
it is.
2 on mushrooms, 2 on
No,
elemental users.
No, Morty voted for the elemental user.
Oh, he voted for elemental users. Okay, so that's
Yes.
3 for elemental users, so it looks like it's winning.
Food monsters could be a fun topic, but it's probably going to be hard to find some material on.
Oh, I have a few.
I mean, you could also always do a dual topic, so you have an hour for one topic and an hour for another topic.
That would
But
take us
elemental
forever.
use is probably elemental use is probably a little bit of too big of topic to combine with that. So if you have two small topics, you can combine that with food, like food, monsters, and something else.
The mushrooms.
Maybe that.
Well, it looks like...
I mean, seriously, mushrooms are food.
Well, some are.
Well,
Okay.
are they poisonous
edible.
or they're not poisonous?
Well, if you think about it, anything is edible. It's just whether or not the one eating it can handle it.
I mean, there's a difference between eating too much of something and then just getting an instant reaction of poisonous material in your body.
Well, there are some creatures that are immune to certain toxins
But yeah, they're
produced
still
by
poisonous.
nature.
Well, so food is
They-
subjective then. Okay, guys, so is it elemental users then? It looks like it. You better have something. There,
No.
risotto for that one. You can't just support procrastinatron and not have something. Okay, cool. Okay, so is it that? I guess. All right, looks like we're doing it. So elemental users. So we'll be talking about basically any sort of warriors, whether they be wizard-like warriors or barbaric type warriors that utilize the elements in battle, or maybe not necessarily battle. So maybe not necessarily warriors, just
I will be talking about rabbits.
will this be
Good
monstrous
question.
enough is the question. So
Would that make you the
Oh.
March Hare?
we can say that a
Oh,
human
dear.
that uses magic
You know what?
to the
You know
extremes.
what I'm gonna be doing, Z, don't you?
I have an idea, but it involves Monty Python.
No.
This is a good question for elemental users. In some universes, wouldn't every magic user be counted as an elemental user?
Well, there are different brands of magic. Also, Chris, you better hop to it.
Hop to what?
You said you were going to talk about rabbits.
Yes, for when it comes to elemental users.
Hold on.
Elemental rabbits?
Raincrawler voted for not so evil monsters. We might need to do a recount here. I missed him over on YouTube. Preachy Mink, what did you vote for? And Chris, are you voting for the food then? Silence. Chris, what did you vote for?
Come.
I voted for the mushrooms.
Okay, mushrooms. How many people? Okay, who voted? Because we had 3. I think it's 3 and 3. I think it's down to not so evil monsters and the food.
Element.
Ah, yes.
It was
Elemental
the
users.
elemental monsters and food. Elemental users and the food.
I'll talk. Okay. Not so evil monsters is my choice. Okay, so John also voted for that. It might actually be leaning toward not so evil monsters with the addition of John and Raincrawler. Okay, how about we do a quick revote between those two? All right, guys. So we have not so evil monsters and elemental users. So Dande, which one do you vote for? This voting's taking so long. Could just do it off stream, but what the hell? Okay, we got Pro with elemental users. Next. Not so evil, 2 against 1, 3 against 1. Keep posting, guys. We got 3
against 2.
4 against 2, okay.
Yeah, because... Oh, never mind, it's...
Well, who's the 4th? Unless it's you, Victor. Which are you, Victor?
Yeah, I mean, like I said, evil is just a matter of perspective.
Which one are you choosing, Victor? The not so.
Yes,
Okay, not so
not
evil.
so evil.
Okay, so then we have.
And Preachy had just voted for the food. Which has been taken off the table.
I think. Yeah, it's clearly right now it's not so evil monsters. Okay. Are we agreed then? You guys can look at the votes yourselves. Elemental users, not. Yeah. Preachy Ming's still catching up. Preachy, just choose one between elemental users and not so evil monsters. We've narrowed it down to those two. I think even if he votes, let's see, the other way, it still might be not so evil. He's not replying. Okay, guys. Are we agreed then? Is it not so evil?
I think so.
Right? Because so elemental users, we got 1, Procrastitron, 2, Risotto, 3, Phonics. So that's 3 for elemental. 3 for elemental. Not so evil, we have 1, 2, Mort, John, 3, C, 4,
Victor.
Raincrawler 5, Victor 6. Okay, so it's quite clear. Okay, guys, so we'll be doing not so evil monsters. Monsters that we, or creatures or entities that we perceive as evil, but maybe they're looking out for a greater good or for their own survival of their race. That kind of ordeal. How should we call that Monstercast? Should it be called Not So Evil Monsters, or do you guys have a better title for that, like we had with the food that bites back? Any better titling? Okay, so for now
I'd say Misunderstood Monsters.
That's a good one too. I think that's a better one. Misunderstood Monsters. Misunderstood Monsters. By the way, Procrastitron, since you did want to mention the ones from Mortal Kombat, as far as elementals, and we are on the topic of elementals still, you still have your chance. You can shout that out now. Mention anything you want to, unless you just wanted to prepare more. Are you sure? Well, speaking of, could you tell me, Pro, which one is your favorite in the Mortal Kombat universe of those? Or you don't want to share that either? Rain. Do you guys have a favorite?
Oh, come on. Scorpion. Get over here.
Well, there's
I think
also
that was
Smoke.
Pudge from Dota.
What do you guys think? Which one's your favorite elemental type Mortal Kombat ninja guy?
I've only seen that one guy, that the Frost guy.
Right.
Sub-Zero.
Sub-Zero.
Yes, I saw-
Scorpion's kind of represented as fire sometimes. He was in the movie, particularly.
And in some
Reptile.
of the games.
I'd say Reptile's my
Especially
favorite.
after he went to hell.
Maybe, but Reptile's not a... yeah, between Sub-Zero and Scorpion, maybe even Sub-Zero.
Reptile is best ninja thing. Because he's green, and green is the best color.
He's cool.
Please.
Also, he's a reptile.
Yeah.
and a user of acid.
Ooh, yeah, I have my answer. I wasn't thinking about it. Mort Jep, you hit it. You hit the head on the head on the nail. You hit the head on the nail. Raiden, yes, God of Thunder and Lightning. That is mine. He's my
Very, very
favorite.
frightening.
That's
Well,
favorite.
talk about shocking.
Uh,
No offense, but Raiden is kind of a pushover.
oh. And
I guess
who's
that's not a
Mean
shock.
offense.
Connor McLeod played him in the movie. Come on, Highlander.
So how are we stream being done?
Are we been done? Are the stream's done? Smoke is cool
I'm
too.
confused.
I believe so.
Because I want to go to the restroom and I don't want to miss the...
Oh, the ending. Okay, the outro. Gotcha. Okay. I guess we'll end it here. We are 2 hours in. That's a good moment to stop, as any. All right, guys. Thank you for joining us on the Monstercast. Everybody on YouTube that is watching now, was watching, or will be watching, and everybody in the Monster Hood. Awesome to have you guys here. We had a nice crowd today. Next topic will be misunderstood monsters, or not so evil monsters like we figure. That's a cool little gift there, Risotto. So thank you for joining us today. Dande, go ahead and say your final goodbyes. They're in text. Darth Phonics, or Phonics, thank you for joining once again. Thank you, John, for being here. Thank you, Chris. Thank you.
You cut out, Arthur. Could you please repeat?
I just said thank you, Chris.
Oh, my pleasure.
Thank you, Mort Jep, and awesome to have you here. We sure hope you stick around.
It's nice to be here.
Awesome. Thank you, Risotto, for being here once again. Thank you, Safety First.
No problem.
Thank you, Victor. Thank you, Master C.
oh, no problem.
And yes, thank you, everybody. You guys have a great week. We'll be back here
I am
between.
just chronically late.
You're here, and you
Very
can
much so.
say your
Well,
hello
at least
and
you got here.
yeah, right on, Queen of Kobolds.
So will we be doing final words?
Yes, I'll
Yeah.
give you those moments. By the way, Victor, whenever you're missing, for the most part, Chris has been taking the honor of releasing your last words for you.
Releasing your last words. It's like he's going to.
So, yes, he's been really holding them in.
So he's been taking my line.
Yes, in honor of you though,
No,
and his
Sure, you
own
don't
line
know
as
what
well.
that I appreciate that,
Absolutely.
because it is always good to do your research on what you do not know.
There you go.
That way you have no reason to fear it.
And as such, I'm allowing you to say your line as final words before me.
Oh, before
right.
him. So
As always, everyone, do not fear the unknown. Seek it out, research it, try to understand it.
beautiful.
And if
And-
unnecessary, shoot it with a shotgun.
And I follow up with that with my final words. Fear the unknown. Shoot it in the face with a shot.
Exactly.
There we go. Last words from everybody else. I will start the music.
And famous words from Xenoc.
I was
Necrons.
100% sure you would do that.
That wasn't even a word.
It was a word, it's just
It
not
was.
acknowledged by any language.
Look, Morty. You live close to Z, so I don't know if you're aware, but Z is special, and we love him no matter what.
See you, ring crawler.
Trust me, I know that way too well.
And Bog, your
You have
last
to love me
words.
to stay-
Your first and last words, Bog.
I'm sorry that I wasn't able to grace you guys with my presence today. I was watching for the thing, but it never gave me the notification.
Damn you, YouTube. Damn you.
Well, you should know about what time it is.
No
Hey,
worries,
hey.
Bog.
I am terrible.
After all,
with
you've
time.
been here for.
I am
If-
terrible with time, and I have also been having to do 2 hours of working spotlights for a play that I find immensely boring
Yeah.
every night.
Alrighty, well, next Monstercast, Bog, you can share your creature that you wanted to share today if you had one. So I'll give you the chance.
Oh, did you guys
try to
already
remind
vote as
you.
well?
Yeah, next
yes.
next
Next.
topic's gonna be on.
Misunderstood monsters.
There you go.
Well, then I can share 2 dragons in one.
There you go.
Interesting.
All right, I'm starting the music. Okay, guys, thank you for everything. Next weekend we'll be doing this again, in between the times of 2 p.m. and 2:30 p.m. I'll try to make it between those times next Saturday. That's Mountain Standard Time here at 2 o'clock p.m. Thank you once again. Take care. Stay monstrous. Until next time.
Farewell.
Goodbye.
I need to go to the bathroom. Z, get.
Hvor lang tid bagefter er du? Did we turn off the stream?
I am stopping it in 3, 2, 1.